I looked down. I don't like this. I just figured you.
Yeah, I've got the closed captioning up. And it's working. And just for anybody who may be watching this recording, we are just waiting a few minutes to see if anybody needs a little bit of time to jump into this meeting. And just again, to anybody watching this recording, we said we'd give 5 minutes for our meeting start. We're about 3 minutes in, so 2 more minutes.
Are we recording? Just making sure.
All right, that marks about 5 minutes. We can start the meeting.
Welcome to Enlite Cannabis Dispensary Community Outreach Meeting. I'm Alexa Barkham, the meeting's moderator for this evening. This evening, we'll be showing a presentation on the proposed cannabis dispensary at 459 Main Street in Indian Orchard. The presenter is Matt Yee, Enlite's Chief Operating Officer. After the presentation, there will be shown a segment for questions to be heard from the public. I would now like to introduce you to Matt Yee.
Great, thanks, Alexa. I'm going to share my screen here just so we can get this going. And we have it up. Looks good. Okay, and as Alexa had mentioned, I am Enlite's COO. We'll step into the presentation here, just a couple of the overviews. So we're here to perform our community outreach meeting. Here are the subjects that we'll be covering in this evening's meeting. And we can go ahead and step into the next slide and move into these subjects. So a little bit about Enlite's profile. We are looking to establish an adult use cannabis dispensary at 459 Main Street in Indian Orchard. It'll be an adult use sales only establishment. There'll be no cultivation or processing on site. Currently, Enlite operates one store in Northampton that opened in November of 2021, almost a year. Along with that opening, Enlite was the first dispensary, adult use dispensary, to open with a minority business enterprise designation. So we're pretty proud of that. All of the ownership, management, and employees are located right here in the Pioneer Valley in Hampshire and Hammond counties. Here's an overview of our site. So we have Main Street right there at the top, and then 459, our building, is going to be in the top right of the plaza. This is the Orchard Center Plaza, located right by the Ludlow Indian Orchard Bridge, and it's a standalone building within that plaza. Here's a little render of the exterior. So the building was previously a United Bake branch, but has gone vacant for a couple of years now. As you can see from this render, we're looking to do some exterior modifications, nothing major, mostly aesthetic. Even in the inside, mostly aesthetic, a couple walls going up and a couple walls going down, but nothing major. The nature of it being a bank actually makes it very conducive to being a dispensary as well. A little bit about our security profile. So one of the big elements is our high definition cameras located all over the exterior and interior of the building. These cameras are recording 24 hours and per state mandate have to store that footage for 90 days. One great aspect is those cameras actually help a local police department solve everything from traffic accidents to crimes, dumping, anything really. So they're always recording and that footage is always available to those individuals. We also deploy secure access doors with electronic door strikes. These control all of our limited access points and keep customers where they need to be and employees who don't need to be in certain areas out of those areas as well. Alongside that, we are improving our exterior lighting. Since we are located in the shopping area, we have ample parking, which has ample lighting. But alongside that, we'll be installing additional wall packs and spotlights on the exterior of the building. This helps us see through those long winter nights where we have a little bit of darkness going on. Scattered throughout the building, we also have duress alarms that directly communicate with Springfield Police Department. And also alongside that system, we have motion detectors, door opening and closing sensors, and glass break sensors deployed all throughout the building. One subject we'd like to discuss is our prevention of diversion to individuals under 21 years of age. There's a couple ways we get around doing that. And the first and foremost is all employees and customers must be 21 years or older of age. And the ways that we verify that is a mandatory ID check to enter. It has to be a valid state issued ID. And we confirm that a couple different ways. The first and foremost way is our digital ID machine. This is a pretty sophisticated machine that can identify fakes, frauds, expired IDs, and of course, individuals under the age of 21. Alongside that, a secondary check is done of the individual's ID at the sales counter. This is to re-verify that that person is indeed who they are and that they are of age to purchase. A little bit more of a passive system is the labeling on all of our product. So in line with the CCC's regulations, all packaging is child resistant, has notifications that this product is for individuals of 21 years or older. There's also other information on there as far as dosing and testing. Another aspect that we have is the restriction of shoppers coming in making multiple purchases. So we are limited to sell 1 ounce of cannabis flower to a customer a day. Using our systems, we're able to tell if somebody comes in more than one time in a day. And our protocol is that person has shopped with us early in the day, they need to present us with their earlier purchase receipt so we can confirm that they are purchasing within their allotment during that second time. A couple of the positive impacts we're bringing to the Indian Orchard area. We've been working very closely with the Indian Orchard Community Council, or the IOCC, on coordinating with their events, keeping them updated with our progress, and making future plans with them. I'll talk a little bit about that more too. One big aspect is hiring local. Finding people in the immediate neighborhood and the surrounding neighborhoods is always great. It's nice to be able to say you have a short walk or a quick drive to work. And we plan on hiring all of our employees from the surrounding area. Another item is working with our landlord for the Orchard Center Plaza on amenities. We've been in close contact with them, for example, on a project involving a bike ride share station positioned right outside of the dispensary. We think that would be a really great amenity for people to enjoy being able to take advantage of. Another aspect is the continued beautification of the area. Alongside our weekly landscaping and cleaning, we also are working with the IOCC on projects like Bloom IOCC, which is the planters, the flower planters that you see hanging off the streetlights on the Main Street area. Brings a nice element to the eyes. Another aspect we're bringing to the surrounding area is working with higher education institutes. Currently, we are coordinating with HCC on providing material, time, speakers to their cannabis and minority business development programs. We're also looking at engaging other institutions like STCC and even AIC's Masters in Cannabis program. One thing we want to make sure is that we're not causing a nuisance in the area. And a couple of ways we are accomplishing that is a minimal construction needed for the building. As I mentioned, there's really only some aesthetic things happening, no major excavation or demolition going on. So the construction process should be pretty quiet as far as construction goes for that neighborhood. Our operating hours are also in line with typical retail operations, Monday through Thursday being 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday and Saturday going to 9 p.m. on the closing date, and then Sunday opening at 10 a.m. and closing at 6 p.m. We also operate pretty discreetly. There's not too much going on the outside of the building. Parking should not be an issue as we have ample parking lot in that plaza. And overall operation is pretty quiet. We also deploy very strict no loitering rules. This is a state mandate, and any individual that's deemed loitering on our property has to be asked to leave the area immediately. So no one doing, only individuals engaged with business with us are allowed to be on our property. And as mentioned before, regular maintenance of the exterior via our landscaping and preventive maintenances will help to not only keep the property looking nice and clean, but also our surrounding area. So we plan on picking up trash and making sure that our landscaping is looking great.
Right, so this concludes the presentation. Enlite would now like to open the floor to anyone of the public.
And I guess considering we don't have any individuals here that have a question, I think we can conclude the meeting from there.
Okay, with the end of the questions, we are now going to conclude this community outreach meeting. The meeting video and details will be available for future viewing on Enlite's website at enlitekcannabis.com. Thank you and have a good evening.